The market holds support and snaps back as the bulls answer. How high can we go? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that as long as the bulls could hold support, we would look for them to push back up to new all-time highs, and they did hold support, and so far they have rallied back to near all-time highs. Now the question is, can they break through, and how high can they go? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so the bulls held support. We were all over it. We had a long today in the room, as you can see on the screen. We got in early and watched it go up all day. Had a very nice trade. If you want to be part of this winning team, stay tuned for later in the video. But for now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500. And I've had two major themes this week. Number one is support, and number two is bearish divergence. And I told you that early in the week, we were looking at bearish divergence on big time frames. And even though they can still play out this pattern to the upside, that would not clear the divergence. They can still push a little bit higher here. But when you see this kind of bearish divergence, it very often leads to the market rolling over. So we would be cautious to the long side at this point. I personally am using positions to raise cash so that I can buy back lower when we do see a pullback. The risk to the upside now is, or the reward to the upside, I should say, is now being outweighed by the risk to the downside, in my opinion. The second theme we talked about was support. As long as they held 48.50, that was kind of the line in the sand. 48.50, they can still push that up in this circle wave 5 sooner than later to give us a new all-time high and potentially finish this pattern. Now, we could see a couple things. 5, a bigger wave 4, and then 5 again, where this is 5 of 3, 4, and 5 overall. That is a possibility. But overall, we should start to be cautious, especially anytime, and it looks like they're about to make new all-time highs. We'd like to see this carry over into the cash market so the cash market can also make all-time highs. But what we'd be looking at here is 3. Then you got your A, B, C down for 4. And now you're looking at the start of 5, this circle 5 up. And as soon as they break over this high right here, okay, that is 5 up. Now, our targets would be 49.85 up to 5100, the 1764 up to the 5100 area. I would lean more towards 5017 as being the target. I do think that 5,000 is a big mental block for a lot of people. They'll spike through it and then turn down, but they can push as high as 5101. So I think this close they should hit 5,000 and get up and tag that area. And they may hit 5101 to get the SPX up to 5,000 or the 50-50 area or so to get the SPX up to 5,000 before they turn down. But I do think 5,000 is going to be a big roadblock for either the ES, the SPX, or both. So I'd keep an eye on that number. 5017 is the natural target for this move up. And they were a little bit short on the wave 3, so it's possible that they come up a little bit short of the wave 2 target as well. That would be what we're looking for on the ES. Over on the NASDAQ. Okay, on the NASDAQ, we do have a pretty good looking ABC to the downside. Okay, now the question is the NASDAQ going to be able to come back and make the new all-time high, which would be what we would have expected? They did hold the support they needed to hold overnight, that 17,250 area. They were right against it at the close. They pushed up off of it pretty strongly here, especially in the after hours with the Mega 3 reporting. That catalyst did push the market higher, so it does look like NASDAQ wants to push up here. The question is, will NASDAQ be able to get through the resistance? Now, ES is already at all-time highs. We've talked about this for a while. There's divergence on the NASDAQ where ES is making another new all-time high, and NASDAQ still hasn't taken out its B-wave high here. So very possible that ES makes a new all-time high, whereas NASDAQ comes back up into this B-wave resistance area. You got resistance here and here. NASDAQ can come up into that area and reject, and then start a C wave down into this area. So you'd have A, B, C for A, B up, C down. Alternatively, they did hold the support they needed to hold down here at the 17,250 area, and they've pushed up out of there. So if they hold, they still needed another high on this to kind of complete this pattern. If they're able to hold here, we would look for them to push up toward the 17,972 to 18,143 area, the 1764 to 2.0 extensions of waves 1 and 2. And again, I think 18,000 will be a hurdle for the buyers on the NASDAQ. We have bearish divergence. As I've talked about, NASDAQ has overall divergence from the ES. So even if they are able to push to new all-time highs, I would expect the 18,000 area to hold and then a push down from there. Again, they can push to 18,143 to pull the NDX up to 18,000, so they both get to tag that number and then turn over. But the target would be 17,972 to 18,143 on the bullish move up. So on the NASDAQ, two possibilities. You have an ABC. All right, if they can't push up over this B wave and we see a sharp breakdown, that's what we'd be looking for. Or the other potential being back to new all-time highs and that 18,000 area being our target. Guys, if you love the information I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have two incredible monthly plans that both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to be part of the team. Make sure you love it. Make sure you like me and PT, that everything is what you want it to be. Before you ever spend a penny, you can cancel at any time. You have nothing to lose by joining the room and just checking it out. We also have our Elliott Wave Advanced course. This course is just about finished. We have everybody in the room with access to it, so they can already be taking the videos that are done. And you can see on the screen that people are loving it, and it's helping them understand the market in an amazing way, especially in these complex patterns we've been seeing lately over the last year or so in these corrective movements. We also have our main course, the Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is helping real traders make real money by understanding the market in a way that makes sense. It can be really difficult to understand why good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. Elliott knew long ago that the news cycles didn't mean anything and that key levels did. His understanding of how the market works and how to find these key levels give you a huge advantage over the rest of the market. Knowing what levels to look for and why and what tools to use make it so that you can make sense of an irrational market. It is 25 videos where I go over 3 different sections. The introduction, where we go over your mindset and emotion, the KISS method, why it works, the chart setup and tools, where we go through each one of the tools you need to use along with Elliott Wave Theory, why to use them and how to use them. We also go through the Elliott Wave for Beginners area, where we go over each of the waves, how they work, how to measure them, how to find the targets, how to understand the key levels, the pivot, the theory of alternation, the corrective depth theory, everything you need to know to make sense of this market. The cool thing is, if you don't want to pay the $67, I understand. That's why it comes free in both of our monthly memberships. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, as well as all of the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade, which means we trade quite often in my room. If you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, as well as advanced training, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, income trading, PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market, where he gets you in at a cheap price and gets you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. He also trades futures, and we also give you that 7-day free trial so you can check all of that stuff out and make sure it's for you before you ever spend your money. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. We are looking for them to, they already have made all-time highs here, it looks like. We are looking for them to push up in the cash market to give the cash market all-time highs, with that target being the 5,017 to 5,100 area. I would look for 5,000 to be a little bit of a headache for the bulls. We also have that negative divergence, which makes us cautious to the upside. Over on the NASDAQ, question on the NASDAQ is, can they get through their resistance area? Have they already put in their top, where ES needs to make one more high and NASDAQ maybe can't get through here? But if they can push through this B wave high, we would look for them to push up in a new all-time high as well toward the 18,000, 18,150 area, and then look for a pullback off of that resistance zone. Guys, it's the weekend. Grab yourself a drink. Get with your family. Get away from the computer. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you next week.